live. Okay, here we go. So today is 9:30, last day of September. Tomorrow's October. I think I'm going to buy a snowblower tonight. Objective. So what we want to do today is we're going to be solving polynomial for their roots. And I like to use the word roots, zeros, or x-intercepts. We like roots because then it encompasses and includes all, including imaginaries, right? So, yeah, I mean, so if it includes imaginaries, they aren't necessarily x-intercepts, correct? But they are a solution. Anything that goes in to x that makes the value of the polynomial 0 is a 0 or a root, okay? So number one, to factor. Now the one thing we didn't do when we were doing our little Kahoot was by grouping, okay? And we've seen that before. So when I see 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, I like to put 2 of them together and the other 2 together, right? Pair them up. And then we're going to have a common x squared out of the first 2. And that would leave me a x plus 5. And now we're smart. You guys, you read my mind. So, and I want to say, why do we want to take out the negative? We want it to look like this, don't we? Don't we want it to look like this? So if you take out the negative, you'll get an x plus 5. So take out the negative 4, and you'll get an x plus 5. Good job, Kai. Because we really do want to get the same together. By taking out the negative, you get the positive 5, right? And then from here, what do the two groups have in common? The x plus 5, right? So we common factor out an x plus 5. Now this sometimes bothers kids because I'm only going to write the x plus 5 once. Oops, sorry, minus 4. Sorry. So the x plus 5 comes out. And if you want to see how you can bring it back in, the entire thing times this, times this. Sometimes I'll tell kids to cross it out when you take it out, and that confuses them less. I'm going to factor this again.
Well, wait, why would you do x plus 5 squared?
Oh, great question. Thank you.
Yeah, where does the other x plus 5 go?
Good. You guys are asking great
It
questions.
evaporates.
I think we're asking awesome questions.
X plus 5 is actually a part of the margin, I think.
Oh, sweet.
Okay. What do they have in common?
Hey.
How many am I going to write?
Okay.
A times what?
B plus C.
Right? But I only wrote 1a, correct? Because then I can bring the a back in.
Take it out.
So I took out the whole x plus 5, right? But if I want to bring it back in, right?
Gotcha.
Okay, great
When you
question.
factor first or take it in first?
Right. So I factored it, I common factored an x plus 5 on both. Okay. Now, I'm going to factor the x squared minus 4 again, x plus 2, x minus 2, right? Then we'll have our mini equations, we'll have it done, okay? So I have an x plus 5, x plus 2, x minus 2. I don't really need to do the mini equations, I assume, right? So x equals negative 5, x equals negative 2, and x equals 2. All three of these values, if they were plugged into the equation, would make the equation 0. And we also knew there had to be 3 roots. Everybody agree with that? Okay, thumbs up? Good. All right, number 2. Well, let's see. How about we do this? 2x squared, x squared. You all right with that? And then I'm going to use multiples of 3, and I want to use 3 and 1, but I have to be careful where I put them. I put the 3 here and the 1 here. And what I have taught you guys is the double smiley, right? I like the double smiley. See my double smiley? Because I need to make a negative 1. If my 3 is negative and my 1 is positive, you can check your double smiley, right? We'll have a 2x squared and a negative 3x squared. They will combine to make the negative 1. Okay? Now we're not done because we're solving, so we still have a 2x squared minus 3 equals 0 and an x squared plus 1 equals 0, right? I know 4 answers. So let's solve. All right, so I'll wait for you because I think I'm getting ahead of you, aren't I? So I'll go plus 3, 2x squared equals 3. Divide by 2, x squared equals 3 halves. I'm going to square root both sides. How many answers? 2. So I'm going to have x equals plus or minus the square root of 3 halves. Now, I will take this answer. The book and I like this answer better, but you don't have to rationalize it. Remember how we rationalized the denominator with square roots? You don't have to do that. I'm okay if you just leave this answer, okay? So, don't give me a decimal. That's a really good question, because I know that both these are exact values. Does that make sense? I would do decimals if we were graphing and had to have a point, or a story problem where I'd need to have a value. Okay. Second part, minus 1. I've got an x squared equals negative 1, right? Square root. I think I have a problem, and I think I need a I. So plus or minus I, Carly, huh? There you go. Yeah, I can be a little annoying, huh, Carly? It's all right. There you go. Okay, turn the page, right? Now, number 10 is going to be grouping again, but let's get everything over so we can group it, okay? So to group, I'm going to bring things over, and I will have, and I like to have it in descending order, 10x cubed minus 6x squared plus 5x minus 3 equals 0, okay? Now, with grouping, you don't have to put those two with those two. You can regroup, and it'll still work. I think that'll work the way I have it grouped, but you can regroup, okay, anytime you need to regroup. That's kind of like that extra we saw the other day, right, Ellie?
So.
Yeah. So I'm okay with this group. I'm going to put these two together. So I'll take out a 2x squared, right? And I'll have a 5x minus 3, which, so what do I do now? What do I do now?
Can't you pull a negative?
Well, then I'd have a positive here, and that would be different.
Oh.
See, they are the same, aren't they? They are the same. Oh, who said 1?
Me.
You said 1, and 1 is correct because we need a number. Nice job, Carly.
Thanks.
Uh-huh. And so now you see what they have in common, and we'll pull out the 5x minus 3. And remember, we only pull it out once because this one represents both, correct? So if that bothers you, cross it out. For some kids, they like to cross it out because it's gone. And we'd have a 2x squared plus 1. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my mini equations. 5x minus 3 equals 0, and my 2x squared plus 1 equals 0, right? Plus 3, I got a 5x equals 3. Divide by 5. 1 of the roots is 3/5. Okay. Minus 1, 2x squared equals negative 1. Divide by 2. Let's see, I'll put that up here. X squared equals negative 1/2. How am I doing? Okay. Square root, how many answers?
2.
So I'm going to have x equals plus or minus the square root of 1/2 I. Everybody agree with the I?
Oh.
Everybody agree with the I? Because I've got the negative here. And then that answer is okay. A better answer would be square root of 2 over 2i is a better answer because we rationalize the denominator, okay? All right. Now, in example 4, it says find the intersection. We could graph it. We could put it on Desmos. We could find the point of intersection. We could do that. But we could just do it algebraically, which is faster. It is. Now, what I know is this, that where they intersect is where they're equal. Does that make sense? Say it again. Where they intersect is where they're equal. So let's set them equal. X cubed plus a 6x squared equals a 3x plus 18, okay? And then it looks like I'm going to have to do some grouping, but I'll bring over the 3x first. And I'll bring over the 18 so I can do my grouping, okay? X cubed plus 6x squared minus 3x minus 18 equals 0, okay? So by grouping, I'll put these first two together, second two together, right?
Can you slow down again?
I sure can't. Thank you, Ellie.
Negative
We
3.
have to do it, like,
Yes.
50 times
Yes.
until we get it correct.
Yeah, Ellie, always tell me to slow down, you guys. I'm not really doing math for me. I should be doing it for you, right? Okay. Common factor out an x squared, right? I'd have an x plus 6. Kai, what am I going to do? You said it.
Negative 3.
Take out a negative 3, and it should make the same expression, x plus 6, because I factored out the negative, right? I'm going to factor my groups, and I'll have a x plus 6 times an x squared minus 3 equals 0. I'm going to get a mini equation, x plus 6 equals 0, and an x squared minus 3 equals 0, right? I'm going to get x equals negative 6. I'm going to get x squared equals 3, and then x equals plus or minus the square root of 3. But we're not done. We're not done, because the question said originally, find the intersection. So it really is a graph. The graph looks something like this. I'll show you. The graph looks something like this. Something like it's going to go something like this, and then it's going to go something like that. Okay. So it's got 3 points of intersection somewhere, right? But so we need points. So we have 3 points. 1 point is negative 6 something. Well, we're going to take our negative 6 and we're going to plug it into either equation. Now my guess is you're probably going to want to plug it into that one. You guys agree? You could plug it into that one, but no, let's plug it into that one to get the corresponding y value, right? So we're going to go y equals 3 times negative 6 plus 18, which is 0. Okay, so there's one answer. You okay with the 0? One answer. Second point is going to be my positive square root of 3 something, okay? So now we might need a decimal, all right? Lauren, this is your question, right? Because if we need a point, I could get an answer of 3 square root of 3 plus 18. That's exactly correct. And that is exactly the y value. But that's kind of hard to graph, right? So now I'm going to go along with what Lauren said, and I'm going to plug in 1.73. So go y equals 3 times 1.73 plus 18. Isn't it a sick mind when you know what the square root of 3 is? Sorry. There's no help for me. 3 times the square root of 3 plus 18. And we get an answer of about 23.2. And then the other, and that's my second point, is my negative square root of 3, comma something. And again, I'm going to use a calculator, right? So I'm going to plug that in. I'm going to go y equals my 3 times my negative square root of 3 plus 18 to get that answer. I'm just plugging it into here. Am I-
I'm curious, would it be easier to go with the first equation, since you square it, so you get rid of the,
Yeah, but then you got to cube it. Yeah, you know, Lauren, I really like what you saw. You saw that? That's awesome. Because you saw square the square root of 3 and you got 3. Nice job. But then this darn thing is a cube. I agree with you. If that had been a squared, I would say, yeah, very well done. Unfortunately, Lauren, it's not like that, is it? Oops, hold on. Negative square root of 3. Oh, am I going to get a... Hold on, let me go back. Delete. Parentheses. Plus 18. And I can answer about 12.8, okay? How's that? Okay. I think we can go outside. I mean, if we said... It looks a little wet, though, but you guys okay with going outside, or do you want to stay inside? Outside. I want to go outside. I want to get some fresh air. So that's what I have.